guys, it's Amber. So yesterday in the mail I got a delivery, which was my Naked 3 palette. So originally, and still, this is my Christmas present. Me and my husband were like, you know what, let's just get one thing. And so I picked out this, so he went ahead and ordered it. And it came in the mail yesterday. I was excited, but I was like fully prepared to put it away in the box and just not touch it. And my husband's so sweet, and he's just like, so are you gonna open it? And I was like, oh, it's my Christmas. He's like, well, I don't care if you review it. And so I was like, really? And I was like, oh, are you sure? And he's like, yep. So I'm like, okay, here's the deal. So I will swatch it and review it, but I will not wear it on my eyes. So I do not have it on my face. I have not technically put it on my face. I haven't opened the brush or anything, but here it is. So what I'm going to be doing for you today is an in-depth review between Naked 1, 2, and 3, and I'm going to show you swatches comparing the different palettes instead of just like here's all of Naked 1 and here's all of Naked 2. Like I'm going to be showing which colors are similar, that way you can decide which one you might like, or if you have the other ones, if you want Naked 3 or not. So first of all, comes in this beautiful box, comes with some samples of primer potion, and this sells for $52. Okay, so I'm just gonna go ahead and jump in because I have a lot of swatches to go over and I just wanna make sure I have time to get these all in. So basically I just went through the palette through Naked 3 first. I'm gonna take this brush out so it's not falling, and just trying to find which colors I thought would be most similar in the other two palettes, compare them and see how the tones really compare. So the first ones, and then of course I have my Naked 1 and my Naked 2 right here. My first one I'm going to be swatching are the light colors. You basically have Virgin and Sin from Naked 1 and Naked 2, which Virgin is lighter and Sin has a little bit more shimmer and a little more pink tone to it. And then you have Foxy and Booty Call from Naked 2. So Foxy is more of a matte yellow and Booty Call is more shimmery. And then in Naked 3 you have Strange and Dust. So Strange is a lot more of a matte white, where Foxy is a lot more yellow, and Dust is actually just a lot more pink altogether. So I'll put up a swatch of all of these colors so you can see a little bit better. But really, although they're similar, they are all quite different. I would say that to me, Dust seems like Sin but pinker. So if you love Sin and you would love a pinker Sin, that's most comparable. To me, Strange has more of the texture of Foxy as far as that matteness, but Foxy definitely has a yellow tone, where Strange has more of a white to slightly pink tone. Okay, the next color in the Naked 3 is called Burnout, and it's right there. And I'm going to compare Burnout from Naked 3 to Toasted from Naked 1 and Chopper from Naked 2. So these are all kind of in that rosy, light, shimmery family, but they are all pretty different. I mean, you can see Burnout doesn't have like amazing pigmentation. It is pigmented, but it wasn't as pigmented as these two shades are. You can see it's a lot lighter. So the next one is actually a matte shade, and this is called Limit. And so I just went ahead with all the lightest matte shades and compared those straight across. So that would be Naked from Naked 1, and the only real matte shade in Naked 2 that qualifies would be Tease. So here's those shades that you're getting there. So really, this one is just way more pink and rosy. This one is totally just brown, straight, plain, and then Tease is most similar to the Limit shade, but it's almost like Tease is these two colors mixed together would give you this color there. So although those are all light brownish mattes, they're still all really different to me. I don't think that they're, you know, two that you're like, oh, those are really close. Like, I still feel like they're all pretty different. Okay, so the next color is called Buzz. Buzz, again, compared to Toasted, I still didn't feel like there was anything else really to compare it to. And then I compared it to Decay. And these are all some of my favorite shades. They're all super shimmery, really, really gorgeous shades. And they all have kind of that more metallic finish. And again, although they are similar, I still feel like they're enough different that, you know, you're not feeling like you're getting a repeat color there. You can see how much more pinker this one is. It really has a rose tone to it. It's really strong. And although it does kind of look similar in the pan again, it does come off a whole lot pinker, which of course all these colors do. So the next one is Trick. And Trick, I, again, was like, okay, Trick, you're half baked. Pretty much, that's what it's gonna be. Your chopper, same kind of shade. So let's see how they compare. So I've got Trick, and then from Naked 1, I'll do Half Baked. Now Naked 2, as you know, also has Half Baked, which that was one of my big disappointments, is I was like, why the same color in 2 palettes? Like, I just feel like that's a waste. I feel like they should have done something else. But not my choice. Regardless, it is a great color. So I would say the closest to Trick would be Chopper. Half Baked is definitely a lot more gold. I would definitely say that Chopper is still more pigmented. When I swatch the two, just one sweep, I definitely feel like I get a lot more color payout out of Chopper. But, you know, Trick is really buildable. It just is a little bit more sheer the first time you swatch it. But as you build up, the colors are quite similar. Chopper does have a little bit more glitter in it. And Trick is probably a hair lighter, but they are probably similar. If you like Sin and Chopper and YDK and Toasted out of your Naked 1 and 2, then you'll love this palette because those are gonna be the main shades that are most similar. If you tend to like the other more brown shades, maybe Naked 3 isn't for you. So the next one is another matte shade, and this is called Nooner. And I'm going to compare those to the darker shade Buck in Naked 1, and then again with Tease in Naked 2 because that's really the only matte. So, I mean, you can really tell like one's really warm, one's more cool, and one has the pink tone. So I like that it has these similar kind of tones to them. I mean, as far as like lightness and darkness, but you can really see the difference in the tonality of the colors. I really do feel like, you know, this Nooner is really just more of a mauve. Like, it really isn't even classified as a brown to me at all. I really just feel like it's a straight up more dusty rose color. Would probably be the best way to describe it. Okay, so the next shade is Liar. Liar is really pigmented. I really like this shade. Again, my next closest in the Naked palette is going to be Toasted, and my next closest in the Naked 2 is going to be Chopper, probably YDK as well. So here's all of those. When I look at these shades, I still feel like they're all gorgeous. I mean, honestly, the closest shade I think to Liar is probably the Toasted, but they're all just really pretty. And I feel like when I look at these swatches, I definitely can tell that they're all different colors. Like, probably, yeah, the Toasted is probably the closest shade to it. Those are probably pretty similar, but overall it still has more of that rose tone to it. Okay, so the next color is called Factory, and it's right there. And so with this one, I compared it to, I mean, really there was nothing really like it in the other palette, so I just went with Smog and Snakebite. And these ones definitely have a lot more gold tone and brown tone to them. And Factory has a lot more of the plum. And these have a good decent amount of shimmer in them, but they're not like super shimmery. The most shimmery shade in the palette, I think, is going to be Dust. Dust gives off a lot of that silver glitter, where the rest of these just have your basic kind of, they probably call it satin, but really just a shimmer finish on those. All right, so Mugshot to me was the most confusing color of all, because you look at this in the pan, it looks to be lighter than Factory. So I'm looking at my Naked 2 palette and I'm thinking, okay, You've got Mugshot right there, third from the end. Which one looks to be closest to it? And I was thinking straight off the bat, Suspect to me looked like it would be the closest color. Okay, you have to see these swatches. They are nothing alike. So Suspect, my first finger, and Mugshot on my second finger. One is like gold and one is like way darker. Look how dark Mugshot comes off. Like, these aren't even in the same like color family as far as like darkness and lightness, but in the pan they look so similar. So you might think, oh, that looks the same as Suspect, but it doesn't at all. It's way darker. So I actually ended up comparing Mugshot, which doesn't even look like this in the pan at all, but I ended up comparing it to Hustle and to Busted, which I think Busted and Hustle are kind of similar anyway. So, I mean, really, these two are still really dark. So it's kind of one of those unique shades again that's kind of just in its own little territory. So that one really was a surprise. Like in the pan, it looks like it would be this lighter shimmery color, but swatched out, it definitely is darker than factory. Okay, so the last two shades are dark shades. And so Dark Side is right there. And that to me is, again, really similar to the ones I just swatched with Hustle and Busted. These ones I think are the most similar out of all the things that I've swatched. They're all kind of a darkish, warm brown, but again, Dark Side, gorgeous. It's got that plum undertone. It's got amazing pigmentation. I would still say Dark Side is my favorite, then Busted, then Hustle. For whatever reason, I never feel like I get as good of pigmentation out of Hustle as I probably should be getting. And so I don't grab for that one as much, but I really like Dark Side. I think it really, those plummy tones really come out. Okay, so then we've got Black Heart, which is this dark, they're black in the palette, but it has this purple glitter in it. And so I'm going to compare that to Creep out of Naked 1 and Blackout from Naked 2. Obviously, Blackout from Naked 2 is completely black and matte. Creep has a little bit of glitter, but they're all really dark. But Blackout definitely is the lightest out of the three shades, then Creep, then Blackout. Blackout is just great to have because it's my go-to eyeliner color. If I'm using it, that's what I'm going to use as an eyeliner. You could very well use Dark Side or Black Heart as an eyeliner, but I prefer to have that matte black. So that's the one thing. It's like the Naked 2, it still has that black that I just love. So I don't know. I don't know which one I'm going to choose out of all of them to be my favorite, honestly. So now that's all the colors that are in the Naked 3. But there's still some colors that I didn't compare directly from Naked 1 and Naked 2, so I'm gonna compare some of those. So, the silver shades. So you've got Gunmetal from Naked 1, and you've got Pistol from Naked 2. These two are pretty similar. Pistol has a lot more like a green gray, and Gunmetal has more of a blue gray, but they're both kind of similar in that, right? Then you've got Verve. Verve isn't, I mean, it's a beautiful silver color. It doesn't really fit with the Creep and, or not the Creep, the Gunmetal and the Pistol, but it also doesn't really fit with like Sin either. So that's kind of a unique shade to Naked 2, where you've just kind of got that little guy that's kind of really in between. He doesn't fit with either one really. Gorgeous shade. It's gorgeous if you love silver eyes. Put that on your lid, put Pistol in your crease. It's awesome. So my standout color that I didn't really use from Naked 1 would have been Sidecar. And this is a really shimmery shade. It's golden, bronze, and really when I compared it to YDK, I didn't think it was going to be that similar, because YDK to me, so YDK is right there, and Sidecar's right here. So I didn't think they were going to be that similar, but actually when I started looking at them, they were like pretty dang close. I was really surprised. I like both of the shades, so I'm not surprised. So those two ended up being pretty similar to each other actually. So anything that I swatched close to Decay would probably be pretty similar to Sidecar as well. So overall, I love this palette. I think it's beautiful. I love the rose colors. I mean, Chopper, Decay, Toasted Sin are some of my most used colors out of my Nakeds. The only one I've hit pan on is Sin, just because it's gorgeous to put on your lid, and then whatever else you pop in your crease, it's like foolproof. So I'm really happy that I'm getting the Naked 3. I can't wait to try this on my eye and to create some really gorgeous rose toned looks. I mean, are there some similarities? Yeah, I mean, you're gonna have those shades I mentioned that are gonna be kind of similar, but you're still gonna have the colors like Nooner and Buzz and Dust that you're just like, you know, those are colors that you're not finding anything similar to at all. So if you like those colors in the Naked 1, Naked 2 that I mentioned, then I would for sure pick up Naked 3 because it's got that and more. It's got all of those kind of rosy tones. I really like it. If you like more of the silvers, then I would probably, I mean, really you could go for either one because you've got Gunmetal and then you've got the Pistol Verb, but if you like more of the silver tones with a touch of rose gold, then I'd go with Naked 2 because you've got these beautiful silvers, you've got Chopper, Decay, and then you've got this great black. But I think Naked 1 is probably going to be your most versatile as far as it's got your great neutral shades, which are just perfect for a natural eye. It's got golds, it's got a warm with the toasted. I mean, Urban Decay knows what it's doing. It obviously is creating amazing palettes. They all have their own unique features that all make them really nice to have. So it's going to be up to you which one you pick, but here's kind of my take on it. There's some swatches so you can kind of compare. I hope this video was helpful for you, and I'll see you guys later. Bye!